On the surface, the American Civil War appears to be a solved historical equation. We know who fought, when, and who ultimately won. But beneath the well-documented battles and political maneuvers lies a profound historical mystery. How did a nation, torn so violently apart, a conflict rooted in deep ideological and economic divides, ever manage to truly unite again? From the streets of Dallas, a modern city forged in a unified nation, we look back at the war that nearly shattered America. By the mid-19th century, the United States was deeply split. In the North, the industrializing Union championed a stronger federal government and, increasingly, opposed the expansion of slavery, viewing it as a moral blight. Their belief was in a unified nation, a United States in every sense. In the South, the agrarian Confederacy fiercely defended states' rights, believing individual states had the sovereign power to govern themselves, including the right to uphold slavery, which was fundamental to their economy and social structure. They saw the Union's actions as an infringement on their liberty. Leading these two diverging paths were Abraham Lincoln for the Union, a determined president committed to preserving the nation, and Jefferson Davis for the Confederacy, a former U.S. senator leading the secessionist states. The tension exploded on April 12, 1861, when Confederate forces fired on Fort Sumter in Charleston, South Carolina. This was the shot that officially started the Civil War. The war raged across the nation, from small skirmishes to monumental battles that shaped history. In 1863, the Union saw critical turning points. In Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, a bloody three-day battle marked a major defeat for the Confederacy, halting their advance north. Simultaneously, in Vicksburg, Mississippi, Union forces under Ulysses S. Grant secured control of the Mississippi River, effectively splitting the Confederacy in two. Grant would become the Union's supreme commander. Another key figure was Robert E. Lee, the brilliant Confederate general whose military prowess kept the South fighting for years despite overwhelming odds. On January 1, 1863, President Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation, declaring millions of enslaved people in Confederate territory free, transforming the war into a fight for liberation. Later, General William Tecumseh Sherman's March to the Sea in late 1864, from Atlanta to Savannah, Georgia, devastated the South's infrastructure and morale, bringing the war closer to an end. The cost of this war was staggering. Over 620,000 soldiers died, more than in all other American wars combined until Vietnam. This doesn't even include the countless civilian casualties and widespread devastation. Financially, it drained both sides, with the Union spending billions, trillions in today's money, and the Confederacy's economy utterly collapsing. It was the most destructive conflict on American soil. Amidst the grim reality, some peculiar details emerged. Did you know more soldiers died from disease than from battle wounds? Poor sanitation and medical practices were rampant. Soldiers on both sides would sometimes trade goods or even play games of baseball during lulls in fighting. Over 400 women disguised themselves as men to fight in the war. The first U.S. income tax was imposed during the Civil War to help fund the Union effort. The war officially ended on April 9, 1865, when General Lee surrendered to General Grant at Appomattox Courthouse, Virginia. The Union was preserved, and slavery abolished. The period known as Reconstruction followed, aiming to rebuild the South and integrate formerly enslaved people into society. It was a turbulent time, filled with both progress and setbacks, and its effects are still felt today. The physical scars of war healed, but the emotional and social wounds lingered for generations. The true mystery of the Civil War isn't who won, but how a nation that tore itself apart managed to stitch itself back together. It's a testament to the resilience of a people,